3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, what's up guys? So this is not really much of a tutorial. I'm just kind of hanging out. There's a few things I wanted to practice. And one of them is lighter colored eyes. I just don't really do them that much. So I'm going to try to do a character with some lighter colored eyes. First, I also wanted to try out some things to make like a kind of like a character head face type thing. So I want to use some different shapes. Oh, let me turn off post-process. Just want to use some different shapes to try to get like a proper head. Kind of works. But sometimes, you know, this is pretty much how I practice my sculpting. I just like to add shapes, and basically the same way that I would draw, I just sculpt. You know, a lot of these, a lot of what I do when I make my sculpts is really just from, being a 2D artist. And just following a lot of the same patterns from 2D art. I'm just kind of seeing what works. This is the kind of thing that makes it fun. And that's another good thing. I mean, I love to do tutorials, but sometimes it's great to just make videos that aren't quite tutorials, just interesting videos. May not be for everyone, but I don't know, sometimes you just might want to watch someone sculpting. Or maybe just me sculpting. But I figure sometimes I'm like, well, I might as well record it, because if not, then no one ever gets to see me working on some things. So it's really not that, why not? All right, let's see. Okay, so these spheres, let's see if we make them wider. I think this needs to narrow. I don't want the forehead coming up too much. Okay, so let's name this one Head B. Head A. Excuse the fan sound in the background. That's my computer. I'm trying to render I'm just trying to render a few things that I made in Blender, a few scenes. I like to just render out some of my artwork that I've never rendered in Blender before. Okay, I actually do like this, but I feel like the eyes aren't, I feel like the face isn't wide enough. I think the face is a little too human. And I really want to work on these bigger eyes. So, all right, let's add a cylinder for the nose. Seems weird, right? Not really. Okay, where should the nose go? Sometimes when I used to draw, I used to make the eyes first, and then something like the nose. Okay. You know, we also need cheekbones. Let's try to do the eyes, I think. I think that might help me. Maybe I'll just try to use mask. Let me subdivide this. Something like that, although I wanted the eyes to be a little bit bigger. Kind of wanted them to be like that. That might actually work. We shall see. Let me Vox remesh this. I really don't need to have this cleaned up, but kind of looks like an alien, huh? Ooh. It's such a weird situation on the bottom. Oh, I know why. It's because the okay, let's unmask this. You know, I might be able to move these out, this bottom part, to make like cheekbones. I kind of want just cheeks. I don't want the character to have round cheeks. I think it's time to start referencing some characters so I can learn how to do it correctly. And that's the only way that I really learn, is you just have to draw out some characters. Some characters that look the way that you want your art to look. You just have to look at a bunch of images, draw a bunch of images the way that you like it, and that's how you learn. That's how you make yourself your own AI. That's really how you do it. I don't know about this. I like the way that looks. Let me clay this away. It actually looks like a mask. I did not intend for that at all. Okay. Save as practice. Actually, let's save it as I gotta start saving things as dates, I believe. Let me make sure you can see this clearly. I think that'll make it easier. Check how my render is coming out. Oh, it's already done. Oh, it looks decent. Not too bad. I think I'm also learning that the quality of the render depends on how big the file is that I save, I think. I'll have to test that out. Because sometimes the files look very clear, but then sometimes they don't. Is this sphere? Did I put a sphere? I did. I went to my fiance's work event tonight, so my voice is a bit harsh. Sounds a bit crazy. I like to do the eyes and then just fill up the space with move. Actually move this in some. It wouldn't actually be to the outer part of the brim. It would be something like this. And I really want to concentrate on more non-circular eye. It's interesting. I think know what I think I need to do? I actually think I want to push this in more. I'm going to use select mask, or I'm going to use mask. Even though I just used mask. Okay, I'll smooth this out. Because I'm just curious if I'm actually making the eye sockets a little too shallow. Actually, I don't think that's too bad. That's actually better. Yeah, I think I was making the eyes a little too much on the surface. You do want that area underneath the, oops. The area underneath the eyes, underneath the top part of the eye socket. I feel like, I swear this cat is in here. Cat knows better than to be in my room after dark. The cat can be a rascal. Try to sneak in. Okay, let me take all of this. Where's the floor? What is this? Oh, that's the nose. It's the only problem when you don't label things. And I always tend to make the heads. There we go. There we are. I'm gonna bake all this stuff. I think I know what baking means, but I'm not exactly sure. I think I know what it means. Okay. I don't know if I can do anything with this nose yet. I feel like it should be out here. There's also another way. You can introduce a cone. I thought it was really clever when I first started doing it this way. I did think I was really clever. Although, deep down inside, I know that there's 1,000 3D artists probably using a cone for a nose, but you know, I had to make believe I was onto something. Sometimes you just have to do that. Do a cat check. Make sure that rascal is not in here. Because sometimes make the rim a little bit flat. There's not really not that much room for lips. And also, this is the bridge of the nose. It would be a little more like this. Nose is awfully cute. I wonder if we can go smaller. I like to do bigger lips. And actually, sometimes I like to use another cone. Oops. Oops. Okay, so if the nose is here, it might be better to pull down some of the nose on the nose, maybe in the middle. I can make drag really small. Let's see if that even... It's kind of nice. And you can do the same thing with the lips. Actually, is this not validated? Validate you. Take drag. And you can make that little piece in the middle of lips. Maybe we'll voxel remesh it. Maybe not, actually. Oh. Oh, that's my pet peeve. Accidentally moving parts, moving tools. Yeah, let's go back. Let's undo and just smooth it first. Now we know that for upper lips, this would be bent. I think the nose might be a little bit too big. No, that's too high. Okay, so let's figure this out. That feels about right. So I have to figure out how to make this actually work. And it might be that I need to stretch this out. See what happens if we bring this out. When I used to draw, I used to go like this. It's interesting to sort of try to remember how I used to draw these things. That lip looks good there, actually. I mean, it looks odd, but yeah, I think I'm missing that part where the head sort of goes into the body, like I don't know what I'm actually saying. The bottom part goes into the face like that. I do kind of like the lip there, though. Okay, so if the lip is there, where'd the nose go? And you know what? The cheeks would actually... No, that looks crazy. Now, I do understand that it would be easier to actually look at a reference, but it's really fun to try to figure it out on my own. I enjoy it. I'm going to use a cylinder, I think, for the bottom lip. I usually use a sphere, but I'm really cold. Do you guys mind if I put on my heater? It'll be a little bit more noise, but I'm so cold. My room is quite cold, actually. So we'll do something like this. We'll do something like that. We'll go ahead and validate, and we'll use round edge. And of course, if you don't have round edge, then just check out my Nomad Sculpt cheat sheet. The link is in the description, and there it has these two tools. These are just like random that I made for certain things, but Smoothie Poo and round edge I use often, so those are probably worth downloading. I don't think I want move. I think I want drag. I don't usually use a sphere, so maybe it doesn't work. I kind of like that, though. It's kind of funny looking, but it doesn't always have to be perfect. think that's another reason why I like using sometimes random shapes, because like I don't really mind if they're not perfect all the time. I kind of like that there. Probably looks a little better. And you know what? Also, maybe I'll try drag. There's that piece in the lip. Might as well add that on there too. So where would the nose even go? It's actually not bad. I know it looks funny, but it's actually not terrible. I wonder if I can bring up this bridge a little bit. Maybe, actually, might be able to just run some clay here. Although I kind of like it smooth. What if a shape would be nice for the nose? Not really sure. It's not bad. I don't know. I think it's funny, but I like it. I guess I should do little nostrils. No, the nostrils always look weird. Maybe it's because, maybe it's better if I kind of do an inverse nostril, like I do the actual nostril. Maybe that'll look better. And you know what? What if the nose is a little bit more sharp? That kind of looks weird. I should look at a nose. That'd be the smart thing to do. I like the way that looks, though. kind of like the idea of I don't know if I made it really thin up here, how that would affect how the nose looks. That's way too high. It looks funny. I do kind of like that. The only thing is the bridge has to really be smooth. Didn't I have another cone? Oh, I forgot this cone nose. I feel like that looks so much better. I feel like the cone nose is the winner. Well, let's smooth this out and see how it looks. So we have the head. What is this? Oh, that's the bottom lip. I'm gonna put on my heater. Okay. Sorry, I know that's kind of loud. Put it under my desk. Maybe the lips and stuff are too big. Let's see. So if I take these lips and make them smaller. That's way too small. Let's just see how it looks. So we have the wait, what happened to the, how come every time I rename this, it just doesn't rename? What are we doing? There we go. So we have the head, the nose and the upper lip. Let's voxel remesh them together. Oh, I think I missed one. But first I'm going to subdivide this. Hit a nose and upper lip. I think 215 is fine. Symmetry's on. I can smooth all this to make one head shape. Okay, so the nose like pretty much disintegrated. Okay, so now we know kind of what things do. So let's make the nose a little bit bigger. And I wonder if these are too high. All right, so we have head, nose and upper lip. Vox remesh them again at 250. Clay is still pretty soft. All right, so let's go ahead and pinch this and see if we can get a proper lip back. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's see if we can flatten this. And let's use maybe layer with sub. See if we can make some little nostrils. We might not even really need them. That just looks crazy. Alright, let's bring in the low lip. Alright. Pinch this again. We lost the upper lip again. Nice crease. God, those alien eyes. God, they look terrible. You always have to remember there needs to be a forehead. cone head. Those eyes are way too big. They look really weird now. Kind of funny, but real funny. Okay, let me smooth. Try to get some of this back with smooth. And see how we can fix this. Okay, let's see if we can just flatten this out a little bit. What is Discord talking to me for? Yeah, these look wild in here. Okay, do another flatten. Yeah, these eyes are wild, so let me just delete them. Okay, it's a little bit better. Ooh, I actually like that. I know it looks weird, but I think I might be able to actually work with that. I want to do, let's take the good old mask. Let me save. Those eyebrows look crazy. I should probably just do like those eyebrows are crazy. Let's see, what do we want to do? If I extract these, they're actually not bad. It looks like a lot, but they'll shrink a lot. So I'm going to clear this. If you're wondering what I did, all I did was, you can adjust the thickness here. That's how thick it is, and then you just go down to extract. And these are like my settings. I think that most of these are pretty much default. So we're extracting this shell. So now we have these two little extractions here, which I'm going to voxel remesh. Maybe I'm not going to voxel remesh. Now, why do they get so ugly when I voxel remesh them? I just want to make them stronger. That's all I want to do. Looks like I have to use flatten. would be a dream of mine if we could extract and the shape would just be like, not look like garbage. It might be already possible. I might just not know about it. Let's push it back and in. Oh no. This is the brows. Okay, so you know what oh, actually, I think I can do symmetry and vertex. And then I think I can actually just do what I want. Okay. All right, so let's take, excuse me. So let's take the eyes and let's validate them, clone them, trim the bottom. Whoops, let's use rectangle, trim the bottom, and name this lids. Now let's go pivot, center, pivot. I actually only want to work with one, so I'm gonna take symmetry off and just trim one. Whoop. Eyes, lids. Yeah, lids, that's what I want. So I'm just gonna trim this. So now if I do pivot, center, pivot, it should just be on the one lid, which I can then make bigger. Maybe even tilt back a little bit. Maybe even tilt back a little more. Actually looks pretty decent. The only thing I don't like is there's a little bit of eyelid there that I think we can push in a bit. You know, and maybe we'll drag this down some. Maybe we'll voxel remesh it. Smoothie poo, and now I want to use drag and still a lot of depth there. But I can use clay. I think I can use clay and just sort of fill some of this space. And then I'll take lids, add a mirror. So then we have one on the other side as well. Go ahead and smooth this. Ooh, why'd that look so crazy? I flatten it out a bit. I didn't think that was going to look so crazy. Again, the head always tilts. I always wind up tilting the head. Okay. let's voxel remesh this. Even though each time I voxel remesh, I'm gonna sort of mess up my lips a little bit. And I really like the lips, but I can always fix them back up. Decent. I don't know. Let's validate them and add them to the mix. See what happens. Alright, so let's do some eye stuff. The whole point of this was to play around with the eyes, but I just get lost in experimenting and trying to, but again, the easy thing to do, and what I am going to be doing soon, is just sculpting some real people, humans, humanoids. Mirror. Okay, so the eyes are kind of looking funny. So I probably need to smooth them a bit. Because the whole point is you want these to be more on the surface. And the flatter on the surface you can get them, the better. Okay. Alright, so now we can actually see. Let me turn this freaking grid off. So this is the head. Alright, so let me validate at least this shape. So this can be iris. Okay, so we have eyes, we have the iris, and we'll clone this, and this will be pupil. Okay, so let's make it a little bit easier. Let's go to lip PBR. We'll color the head. You know what, we'll just do it. It's terracotta color. These are the right color. These are going to be white. And, okay, so the iris, let's paint that whatever color we want. We're going for a light color, so we'll do like a light blue. Actually, let's do a darker blue so that we can actually do some white with it. All right, so we're on the iris, so the pupil needs to be black. So now they're occupy the same space, so I'm going to go to pupil. Pupil, sometimes this doesn't pop up, but I'm just going to use smooth to move the black right behind the surface of the blue. Okay. And now I'm going to take stamp, stroke. I'll make this scaling a little bit bigger so that it's all white inside that ring. Fall off, I think this is fine. So essentially now we have a circular stamp because it's in this red, everything is circular. So that's going to be a circular stamp. So we're just going to use that circle to press on. Let's do sub. And let's see what this does. Whoops. Make sure that we're on iris. Look at that. Okay. The only problem is you actually have to put this in towards each other too, or else they look really weird. I could probably just paint, honestly, I could probably just paint a pupil. I think I like this. So I wonder what happens if I box or remesh this higher. Didn't really change too much. So smoothing actually helps a bit because that actually looks better. The smooth actually helped a little bit. All right, so let's imagine the light hits here. So it's going to be darker here. So let's make sure that we're on iris. Ooh, that is another issue. Or instanced. Let's see if we validate and keep instances. I don't think that's what I want, but let's see. So if I wanted to paint a darker blue, here. Okay, so it's still on the opposite side. I wish I could do it so I could just paint them on the same side, but I guess I just can't. I'm going to bring these out. So I think that's the only way that I can do them. I'm going to switch these. This is going to be iris A. Actually, I should have reversed it, but that's all right. So now I just want to paint here. I'm going to add layers though. I'm going to add a layer. This is going to be darker. So for darker, I want this blue, but darker. So I'm going to put it right on that outer edge. Oh, it's still doing it. They're still uninstanced. Are they uninstanced? They're uninstanced. Okay, so iris A. I got to do that again now. I'll do this more delicately. So what you want is you want it right along this edge. I'll do the same thing here. So I do it right along that edge. And then I want to do a lighter color. So I'm going to add a layer. Whoops, did I just add a layer and just name it lighter? And we'll grab this color again, but we'll go a little bit lighter with it. And make sure I have a lighter layer on both. Or I should probably just join them, actually. I think as long as symmetry is not on, then it's the same. Okay, so now we can do something like that. Maybe we'll make it a little bit lighter. We'll do a little bit lighter. So we'll do something like that. Let's go back down a little bit. Actually, let's just take this. We'll do it a little lighter. And actually, I want lighter to be under darker, I think. And we'll keep moving on up the scale. But I mostly want to concentrate the lighter over here. So let's go back to darker and let's go to Smoothie Poo. See if we can smooth this out. Beautiful. Oh, I love when a nice smooth works out. And that's because this mesh isn't it's not super dense. So it's easier to shade. So that looks good. I want to go back to lighter and maybe make it even a little lighter on this side. Oops. Paint. Really get that white going in there. Really make it bright. Now there are some other cool things that maybe I want to try out. So I add a new layer and call it amber. We'll move this one down underneath both of them, and let's paint a color like amber. So we'll do it a little bit more orange. And maybe we can add some pops of color. They look crazy though. It looks a bit crazy. It'd be nice if I had like an add layer. Come on, undo. There we go. I kind of want to do that now since I talked about it. So maybe over lighter. We'll just make the nice rim of the pupil. Maybe if you want, you can add a little bit of pops of color like this. The only thing is you really have to commit. So I think if I'm going to do this, I have to do the same thing. I kind of have to add some lighter color over here. Otherwise it just wouldn't make sense. If this is where the light is hitting it, and it would be hitting, then all colors would be affected. Maybe a little smoothie poo. Let's see what happens if we kind of just smooth this out. I think it looks good. I think it looks... Oh, the only problem is this freaking thing again. I need to smooth out this eye some more. Because one thing that's important is you don't want to have... You want the eyes to be visible. And not look like they're sinking into the... Kind of like this. It looks like it's sinking into the face a little bit. So I'm going to take iris and pupil. Oi, oi, oi. Can't do it. Okay, so if I can't do that, then I'm just going to take the eye and smooth it some more here. I just want to make sure that eye is round. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Okay, I'll paint those. Maybe we'll do quick little eyelash. Oh, we won't snap. Use snap so it doesn't go inside the mesh. Then we want spline, make it nice and curvy. Okay, I'm going to take snap off so I can hide this right in the crevice so it looks nice and natural. Can't really see it, but I feel like that has to be touching. Okay, so let's spread this out and let's hit radius again. I hate that it makes all of them a little smaller. That always breaks my heart a little bit when you have things worked out. Okay, let's make this one smaller. Ooh, there we go. If we want to get really fancy, we can hit profile. And we can twist it until it's like something we might like. I kind of like profile. So we'll mirror it. Maybe she just needs it regular. So mirror it, and I'll validate it. And these are always matte black. Can smooth a little bit here. It'll look kind of funny now, but it won't. Let's add a layer for the eyes. And let's take the paint. And we'll just grab the color of the eye. We'll make it a little warmer. So we got a little bit of darkness. And we'll just paint that here, all around the edges. Just paint a little bit of that darkness. Okay, I'll try some smoothie poo. Okay. Now we can take that layer if we want. We can take some off of it, but I think it looks pretty good. A little bit of ambient occlusion. We'll name this one darker. We'll add a layer and make this, I don't usually do reddish for eyes. When I used to draw them though, I did do reddish. So when I used to draw all the time, actually let me take the color of this and then make this red. So we have the same roughness. I guess it's not really any roughness. Okay, we have a new layer. Doesn't really need to be too strong, but I used to color right outside the iris with a little bit of red. I actually used to take little, really fine tip and do like red and blue for the veins. But even this, I used to do this little bit of reddish. Oh, that came out to be a lot. So we'll smooth that out. We don't want our eyes to be too bloodshot. But that's the great thing with layers. We can just add just that tiny bit. All right, so let's see how this, I might need to put a little bit more darker there actually. Let's see, darker. It was going good, and I added a little too much towards the bottom. Okay, we'll do a little smoothie poo just to smooth it out a little bit. All right, let's see how it looks. Well, let's take the skin, let's do subsurface. So first let's drop the environment. We'll add a light. We'll go ahead and turn post-process on. I'll do DFD. We'll turn that up. It's great, the light's in the right spot. Let's copy that and we'll move this one over, even though it doesn't matter. I like to know exactly where it is. So we'll just give her nice rim lighting. Like so. Maybe we'll warm that up a little bit. We can copy that again. And maybe we'll have one on this side as well. Maybe a little bit cooler. And then, you know what? We can probably just copy it. I'll move this one down. Maybe turn the intensity down. Actually, let's try a warm red or something. I can't even really see where this thing is. Oh, let me take it off of a line. Oh, this is in the way, isn't it? I was wondering why. That didn't make sense to me. So we'll move that out of the way. And then we'll go back to our light. It looks kind of weird. Okay, maybe we'll change this one into a spotlight.
Here is some information about Into the Spotlight. A gifted young songwriter finds fame but loses herself along the way.
Do you hear this? I'm not talking to you, Miss Google. So we have our lights. Let's go ahead and add the environment back, and then we'll drop it down. We'll keep it just bright enough. Let's change the rotation. I can't really see it on the eye, unfortunately. It'd be nice if we could see it like this. Oh, it's adding a shadow there too. I still think it looks pretty cool, to be honest. Let's bring up this curvature. Yeah, let's bring this down a little bit. Depth of field. Oh, we don't need. Oh, that looks kind of cool. That looks great. So at least now we can probably change the rotation to something we like. Now we kind of want it over here. Super weird looking. I don't even know how I'm gonna make a thumbnail for this, because I don't really like the way she looks. Oh, you know what? People are always asking for a hair hair tutorial. So maybe I'll do a hair tutorial for this. Yes. What light is this that's super bright? This light is real bright too. Yeah, maybe I'll make this into a hair tutorial. I think it looks good. I'd like to bring it over into Blender and see how it looks. And then I think I would like to do a hair tutorial. So I probably get like 20 messages a day about a hair tutorial. By the way, I don't know what's going on with my YouTube. It's doing way better than I would have imagined. So well that I'm a bit confused. Let's turn post-process off. Let's add a layer and give her a nice pink lip down here. Some smoothie poo. Let's change this back to opaque. It's better to paint with opaque. Make sure we get in the crevices. Okay, smoothie poo. Okay, so now we'll add another layer, and this can be up lip. I usually take the color of the skin and then go a little bit darker with it. Wait, is this over or is this not? Oh, it is over. Okay. Let me turn up the environment so I can actually see what I'm doing. Up lip. Paint. Baby. Okay, that looks good. Probably doesn't need too much smoothie poo. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's see if I want to erase anything. Still a bit hard to see. I think it's because of these lights. Hence why I usually work in matte cap. And you know what? This isn't dark enough. Up lip. Oh, I'm on erase. That makes sense. I'll go darker, and maybe a smidge more red. I'll erase. Oops. Erase now. Alright, let's add a new layer. I just want to see if I can make it darker and rough. until crease with paint wasn't working. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I do that. I don't know where that came from or why it started. I kind of hate it. So if you hate it too, I'm with you. For nostrils. Let's see what happens if I use drag with the color. Ooh, heavens. New. Ew, new. Okay, maybe we'll use mask. They need to be very small. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's actually not terrible. Maybe I can cheat it with a crease on the outside. Oh, that actually could work. There is potential there. I need to flatten this all the way. Otherwise it doesn't make sense. That makes much more sense. Still a lot of space there, but lesson learned. Lesson learned. Oh, and I'm still missing the forehead. This was supposed to be the forehead. Now there's no forehead. Oi. Oi. Ooh, no. I apologize for subjecting you to whatever that was. It was not good. I wonder if I can do a nice little inflate down here. I buy it. I buy the inflate. So if I was going to do hair, which I'm not, I would take the tube, you could take curve, Snap is good. Do something like that. Make sure spline is on. And you want to spread these apart. Path is better because you can place the nodes. Curve is good because it used to have a million of these, but not because you don't need as many as these. You spread these out. Yeah, let's just spread these bad boys out. So something like that is all you need to do. And we can hit radius. Let's see. So this radius can kind of work like this. You can kind of see how that would work. The only problem is you can do radius again. Sometimes it's nice to give the hair some body here. Okay, so now we have some body. So then we'll do profile. So that will give us that nice sharpness. Very nice. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. And we're on the 3 radius, so you can actually go like this and really make the hair look nice. Really make it look nice. Now I know it doesn't look like hair, but this is the hair. So clone it, do a quick save. So you can clone it and then you can move it over. Let's hit align so we're moving it straight over. Move it over. You can sort of maybe twist it a little bit. You can hit tube again. And what you want is you want most of it to be coming out of the same place. I didn't really set this up right, so I'm actually not really sure. So you kind of want to shape out a forehead. Now this model that I made is really terrible because she has 0 forehead, but that's okay. So now we made these and can move them around a bit. Well, let's take it off snap so we can move it freely. So now you can kind of add some more. So you have something like this. Oh, let me turn my heater off. Oh, now I'm warm. Now I'm warm. Okay, so yeah, you have that. Let's clone it again. We'll use our gizmo to move it on over. Okay, and it doesn't have to be like, you can change the you can switch it up. You can also make this thicker here. Okay, so you kind of have to just figure out where you want the hair to go. Think of it as a shape. Let's go ahead and clone this one too. We'll move it over. But as you can see, it's not really that hard. Once you really just think of the hair as a shape. And you kind of just make some differences, and really, you just have to do this across the head. I turned you off. Before I turned you off. Okay. And maybe we'll do the cute little, do a quick save. Maybe we'll clone this and maybe we want one. To kind of maybe tuck underneath. And of course, you just have to, oh, there's also twist. So you can kind of twist it to really get it to go where you want it to go. Actually, this one can be I love it. Okay, so we'll do something like this. I know I didn't really do a great job with her hair. So you know, again, you really have to look at, and I'm just kind of freeballing it, but it's worth it to just look at different types of hair and styles and stuff like that. Okay, so for this one, I want it to be a little bit wider. So maybe I'll use my gizmo and kind of stretch it. Hit 2, and let's see what we can do with this. Right, I don't mind that at all. So let's clone it. And we just need to fill this space back here. Okay, we'll use our tube to just bring all these strands kind of to look like they're originating from the same spot. Now this. Whoop. Whoop. Okay, that's actually okay. It's not bad. She doesn't have any ears. So we'll do curve. I think we need one here. Let's take snap off so it stops acting all crazy. Spline. And I want to move this up. I really wanted to frame the face. There we go. Maybe we'll profile it. Let's do our radius so we can make this part smaller again. Actually, I like this behind. Well, it's not great, but you get the idea. You can kind of just like keep building up the hair. Just gotta make sure that there's volume in the back of the head. Let's twist this a little bit. Yeah. So anyway, that's like one way to do hair. Obviously, you have to do it better than that, but you get the gist. I guess I can't validate them. Gotta validate them one by one. Annoying. Let's Fox remix them together and see what happens. Oh, they came out so ugly. Why? Do I have to just Fox remesh higher? It's a little bit better. What if I rock remesh lower now? So another thing that I would do is take crease and sub. And a lot of this I would kind of just go to town with. Like all these ugly angles, you can always just use flatten. And it will look 100 times better. Flatten out all those ugly edges. But you can add like crease and sub, and you can so yeah, you get the idea. So you get the idea. Let's go ahead and just see what that looks like. This poor girl, I really should have given her a forehead. I did her dirty. Let's use move so we can kind of puff this hair up a little bit. I wonder if I can, wait a minute. I got to do something about this. So I wonder if I can bring these down and take this head and just move it. I don't want to mess up the eyes, but I don't like this Neanderthal. Let's try to flatten this. Because if we can flatten it, she's got a forehead. The poor thing. Actually, let's flatten here too. Let's take this and maybe we could just squeeze it. Drag, let's see if we can make this look a little bit more. I don't really like that. What does she need there? She probably needs... Let's try something out. So we have the color of the hair. We don't need symmetry. It's funny. And I would really like to put some other hair that's like kind of going straight down. I think that would look cool. Why does it always look so crazy when I put... It's so funny. Anyway, so yeah, just having fun with it, playing around. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. Keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video.
Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to go more in depth, then definitely check out my Skillshare classes where I am a top teacher. I have about 50 classes, both Procreate and Nomad Sculpt. I also have a few classes on Udemy, so if you want to learn more, or you just like my style, you like the way I teach, you want to support me, those are some other places that you can do it. Thanks again, keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video.